I got a child. Do I have to turn the TV on?
This is that's my gadget. Hello. You gonna start us off?
So earlier today, I was watching a YouTube podcast, and the gentleman had a couple on, and the lady said she, before she got married, before she started dating her current husband, she had committed to only dating her husband. And I thought that was a little odd, because how do you know that that guy's your husband? And she went on to talk about how God was going to put him in her life. But I questioned, how does she know that that guy was going to be her husband?
She don't.
I don't think so either.
Why don't you think so?
How do you know that without dating a guy? So essentially she was saying, I'm not going to date a guy, not going to get to know him. I'm only going to date the guy who's going to be my husband. I don't understand how you come to that without going out with a guy a few times to see if he has potential to be your husband.
When you brought this to me, you made a good point when you told me that a guy is going to say whatever he thinks that he needs to say in order to get the cookies.
That is our main goal.
Not every guy.
99.9% of men, their goal in life is to get the cookies. And many of us will say and do damn near anything to get them.
So my question,
Get them.
right, to get it.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you say that you're going to only date your husband, I disagree, because you don't know if that guy is going to be your husband. And I'm going to keep it simple, real. As a female, we are comfortable with ourselves, but sometimes we have been hurt. So we're going to say things like, hey, if you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. Let me know up front. That's okay to say that. But what you're saying is, I think she's cute. What I see on the outside, I'm going to say whatever I want to get the cookies. And then you start building a relationship around that.
Yeah.
But I told you, it's like you guys have the upper hand in the beginning, because you can come back and say, oh, I like you, and do all of this. And then we give you the cookies, and then you really don't like us.
Yes, but I agree it can go that way, but
Right.
it can also go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
You may give us the cookies and be like, I ain't digging this dude.
Oh,
For whatever reason.
didn't think about that earlier.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's never happened to me, but
Okay.
I mean, but really, I mean, you say, oh my God, I wish I hadn't done that. I really don't like this dude, or whatever the case may be. He could do something, and he is no longer your future husband.
So on the podcast, it was said, women, she was comfortable with herself. Most women say, not today, but yes, I am going to say today, because I went born back in the day. Don't you say it.
Just the day
Women
after
today,
back in the day.
women say, I'm happy with myself. I can date myself, go, take myself out to the movies, dinner, all of that, which is fine. But what I was telling Virgil earlier is, most of us are on, when we are single, we're on, our destination is to marriage lane. That's where we're trying to get to. We were not put on this earth to be by ourselves. We are on our way to marriage lane. And when you say, my opinion only, when you say that you are happy with yourself, I think that you're working on yourself in order to be ready for that guy.
Yes.
That's what I think. And we use it as, oh, I'm happy by myself. No, you're not. You're just working on yourself so you can get to marriage lane.
Our primary purpose on earth is to reproduce. We have built-in organs to reproduce. We don't have built-in organs to build houses. We don't have built-in organs to, go to outer space, start businesses. Our primary job on Earth is to procreate. Our secondary or our collateral duty is all the other stuff that we do. Period.
True.
You have built-in organs that is geared to feed a child. I have built-in organs to make a child.
Right.
So being by yourself is not natural. I don't think.
No. Because so Virgil brought the podcast to me because he thought the lady, when she said, I'm only gonna date my husband. You don't know if that's gonna be your husband. So I would disagree with that. You're gonna date someone who is into you. You wanna date someone who is giving you the compliments, who's giving you all the attention. That's the person you wanna date. And then it grows from, oh, I think he can be my husband.
But that dude is ready to give her and do whatever and say whatever to get what he wants.
But a lot of the comments were really, oh, that's what I tell my friends. Only date your husbands. That's not.
If I had realized it, one comment was, if I had realized that years ago, or one was, I realized that before I met my husband 9 years ago. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't believe that.
Nope, I don't either. I do believe we can be comfortable by ourselves for a little bit.
How do you identify that guy? How do you identify the dude who's going to be your husband?
You don't.
Before you,
I mean, I liked you from the very beginning, but I didn't say that you were going to be my husband. I liked you. I wanted to be with you. I didn't think about husband until
2 days after?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I've met my wife. We had a good time hanging out. We had a good time, whatever we were doing, going. And it just, one day we woke up, we had been together 3-4 years. It was
like, let me get this chick, because she about to get taken. I'm about to move to California.
I don't know. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I said that.
No.
But the lady in the podcast, the wife, she continued to talk about God's place in putting her husband there and getting her right. And the way I took her comments about God is, God was going to do a magic trick and make a man come and knock on her door and say, hello, God sent me. I don't think it works. He doesn't work that way. If you're not open to meeting somebody, I don't know if God sends them to your house.
And okay, let's go this. So in part of the podcast, she said that she would go places and would not talk to people. She would bring her work with her, would not talk. Just so happened one day, she didn't have her work and she had to talk. Well, it was by chance that you forgot your work, so you can be able to talk. And in the midst of talking, people got to know you, and therefore you were set up with your husband, your now husband.
Yeah.
So you got to be open. So listening to the podcast, I think that she was working on herself, which is nothing wrong with that, because we all got to work on ourselves. She was working on herself in order to have the right attitude. So when that guy came along, she was ready.
I can get on with that.
She was ready. And she was ready. When I say ready, I'm talking about the tone, how you speak to your man, how you want to speak to your husband, the energy that you bring to him. You want to bring him the same energy that you want him to bring to you.
Yeah.
So you're preparing yourself for this man. And it may, and then she also made a good point though when I was listening. Sometimes when you say you got to be open to talk, open to new things, you have to be open to the guy that he brings to you. It may not be in the package that you want. He may not have the flat stump, the six pack, or she may not have the six pack, or it may not be in the package that you want. But that's the person that he has sent for you, and you got to be open to it.
You got to be open.
You got to be open to it and not just superficial.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to get superficial.
It is.
Because no one wants an ugly, unattractive mate.
That's true.
And I'm not calling anybody ugly, but
they have to be attracted to them.
Yeah.
No matter what their features are, but you have to be attracted to them. And if you are attracted to your mate,
yeah.
And if you are attracted to them, somebody else is going to be attracted to them. You ain't the only one on earth attracted to your mate. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking for, I'm just putting this out there. If you're looking for someone with a certain colored eye color, certain type of hair.
Do they still like that? I know when I was young, that they had stipulations. I want green eyes and
curly hair,
good hair,
yeah,
and
so our babies
skin.
can come out.
Yeah. Do girls still say that?
I don't know. I mean, I've been married for 30 years. I don't know.
They better be looking for a 401k.
And a credit score.
That's right.
So you maybe lose
yeah.
I forgot. Anywho, you can't be so superficial. You got to be open to
that dude.
You got to be open to something different, because obviously what you've been doing ain't working.
Yeah. I'm not a big podcast fan, but a lot of excerpts from podcasts show up on my Instagram feed. And the other day, one guy was talking about how women have this criteria for their mate. He has to make so much money. He has to make at least six-figure salary. And there's some percentage. I don't remember the percentage, but she was cutting her pool of guys. He had to be six-figure earner. He had to be at least 6 feet. He had to have this. He had to have that. And she had cut her pool down to like less than 1% of all men fell in her criteria.
How is less than 1%?
Because the average size of a man is not over 6 feet. So she's already reduced her pool to probably half.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a small percentage of men making six figures. Let's say it was 15%, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to take out the guys who are married.
Yeah.
Well, what percentage is that? I mean, that's at least 40% of the men are married.
Okay.
And then there was something else. So now she's fishing in a pond of 1% or less of men.
And not going to be open to.
So the question is, what are you bringing to the table?
And she's thinking, I'm bringing me. I'm the woman. I'm bringing me. You need to be bringing most.
And I will tell you,
what?
That woman, she is capable of finding that guy if she is that chick. She got to be fine as frog hair.
But you said the other day that somebody can be fine as frog hair, but their attitude stinks.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
The chick who gets that guy,
mm-hmm.
and she ain't bringing anything to the table,
mm-hmm.
she is fine as frog hair, and she's got a good attitude until she doesn't. Oh. I'm not talking about you. maybe I am. But no. But you are cutting your pool down. There's a guy who works for, I don't know. He's a night manager at Target. He's working hard.
Oh.
And all he wants to do is find him a woman that they can get a house, start a family. He wants to come home every day, have a beer, cut the grass, make sure the cars are good, fix that squeaky door, sit down, have a beer, eat dinner with his wife, watch NBA basketball, and go to bed, and that's all he asked for. He doesn't look like or act like some celebrity. He's just a good, solid dude who she can always depend on him coming home.
That's who we want.
And that's not who you want.
No.
You want that flashy dude who looks like what's those dudes who wear the hats with the gray beard?
The silver foxes.
You want a silver fox dude. That's what you want.
Well, we could.
There's nothing wrong with wanting that.
No.
There's nothing wrong because I want, Halle Berry or somebody. I don't know. But that's not realistic, right? It's not realistic.
Well,
I got my Halle Berry. I ain't worried about it.
See, that's what we want right there. Just that little compliment did something for me.
That is not going to get me anything.
Yes, it will. You got to be open-minded.
Okay.
So, anywho, but I thought it was a very interesting podcast when Virgil brought it to me, and I started listening to it. And I think you don't know if he's gonna be your husband. You have to be open to meeting him, getting to know him, and he getting to know you, and then you decide. You decide then once you realize, we've been dating, and you'll know.
But if you
as
go
women,
out
I'll know within 30 days if I know. You know what? I think this may be something. I think you can know within 30 days, though.
I agree.
Especially if you're older. Now, if you're 21, 20, you may not, and you may do. Because some people get married at 20 and be married for 60 years. I'm just saying, today I meet a lot of older single ladies, and you will know within 30 days if he's going to be your husband or not.
I don't want to piss off a lot of older single women, but this is my theory. My theory is older single women were very, very attractive.
Unless you're divorced right now. But if you just never been married, he's talking
very,
about.
very attractive when they were young. And that guy who was the night manager, maybe he wasn't even the night manager at Target. He was the night stalker. He was the night stock guy at Target. She didn't want him. He has worked his way up that he is the general manager of Target. And she is by herself. He has gotten a nice woman. They built a wonderful family. They got great kids. One of them is an attorney. One of them is an engineer. They got great grandkids. That dude has been doing the same thing every day after work. He comes home from work. He cuts the grass. He rakes the leaves. He washes the cars. He makes sure the house is straight. And then he sits down. He is graduated from beer. Now he's a bourbon guy. He has a bourbon. Him and his wife sit down for dinner every night. He watches a little TV, and then they go to bed. They take a couple of vacations throughout the year, and they are happy as can be.
Why are you telling your story?
I'm not telling my story.
But then what happened? And then what happened?
Nothing.
And now she's by herself.
And the woman is by herself.
So
now, she may have a couple of kids by a couple of dudes because they looked like the silver foxes when they were younger, but they only wanted the cookies.
So what would you tell a 26 or 27-year-old single woman, no kids, right now?
Don't dismiss that guy who's chasing you, regardless of what he's doing at 26. Because at 26, I was in college making, $10, $12 an hour with a roommate and no food in the cupboards.
But your girlfriend stuck by your side.
What?
And that's why I'm not single
Frying
today.
chicken.
That's all I'm gonna
Frying chicken and green beans. Making it happen.
Anywho, but yeah, that was a good podcast. That was good.
It was very interesting. I found it very interesting. And I found it interesting that she said she's a well-known person. People ask her to give marriage advice. And she doesn't do that. Okay.
She doesn't coach.
She doesn't coach.
Right.
Oh, fair enough. But I think people get caught up in, if they see you on TV, if they see you on the internet, they see you doing big things, they think everything you say is the gospel.
Yeah.
And I think those people who are on TV fall into the trap of thinking everything they say is the gospel.
Well, let me tell you something right now. I've been married for 30 years. And most of the stuff that I say about marriage, dating, all of that, it is gospel because I can help someone get to 30 years of being married.
I don't think
It ain't the gospel, maybe, but what I say a lot of truth.
I think long-lasting marriages is probably easier than most people think.
Yeah, because this is going. Let me tell y'all something right now. I told Virgil today. I said a lot of ladies would probably have called it quits because they couldn't take Virgil, and it could be the same for me. And he was like, "Why?"
I didn't say it like, oh my God, I'm surprised. No,
You were
go
surprised.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because certain things he do, like, "Hey, would you go to Hobby Lobby with me? I want you to go shopping with me today." And Virgil says, "No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Hobby Lobby today, and I won't want to go tomorrow." That is how blunt my husband is. Not mean, but he's like, "I don't want to go." And most ladies will get mad. Some ladies, not most. Some ladies would be mad that their husband don't want to go shopping with them because y'all do everything together. And why don't he want to go to Hobby Lobby? My thing is, go to Hobby Lobby. He don't want to go by yourself, and then come back and show him the $200 or $300 worth of stuff that you have bought. You would have bought less if he had gone with you.
Not true.
But
Not true. You're going to buy the same thing had I been there.
So what I'm saying is not sweat the small stuff. If they don't want to go, they don't want to go.
But I think in every marriage, you must have your thing that you do for you, right? Going to Hobby Lobby is not my thing.
But sometimes.
But you allow me to go play golf. That's my thing. Shopping is your thing. Golfing is my thing. I go golfing. I come back. We do our thing. You go shopping. You come back. We do our thing. I think you have to have your outlet for you, because absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And not necessarily, yes, your outlet, but you also have to be understanding when your partner don't want to go. I don't want to go to the party tonight. Not saying that they don't ever want to go,
And that's
they don't want to
me.
go.
If somebody is throwing a party, I'll say, "Hey, let's go to the party." And sometimes, most times, I really don't feel like going. Okay. Now, if I really, really, really want to go, I can talk her into it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I can sense when, it's not happening.
Yeah. And you're okay with that.
And I'm okay with it.
And then I know you really want to go, and I'll get up
And
get dressed.
you can sense when I really want to go, and you'll get up and we'll go.
Yeah. So just be open to new opportunities.
But even though you may not go or I may not go, I don't think people realize just how insignificant that is in the grand scheme. It's one day out of 365 days. Maybe it's 2 or 3 days that you out of a year that you say, "I don't want to go." 2 or 3 times out of 365 days that you say, "No, I really don't want to go." I don't think that's a big deal.
No.
And you talk, 3 or 4 times a year out of 30 years, that's insignificant.
But let me tell you something. When I leave, I call 12 times.
True statement.
I do.
And then on your way home, you want to call and talk to me when I'm trying to watch Alabama get their ass kicked. I'm sorry. I went somewhere.
Yeah.
I say that out loud. Sorry. But when I'm at home relaxing, watching TV, she's got to call and talk to me on her way home. And I'm like, "Sweetie, tell me when you get home." "Oh, you don't want to talk to me?" "No."
Okay, then bye.
There you go.
And as soon as I walk in the door, I'll tell you what I got to say.
And it's back on.
So anywho.
No big deal.
So you got it. I like that. I like the podcast. It was good. Tell me what you think about dating only your husband, or dating to get to know them first before you start talking about husband. And it could be and wife too. So let us know what y'all think in the comments. We'll talk to y'all later.
If you like our content,
They like our content. I don't even have to ask
like
that
and
no more.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Bye.